Welcome, all my little smokies, to the Hot Dogs and Milk podcast. Buckle up and join us on a journey. We're about to look into some wild stuff.
It gave us the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Action. And we're rolling, everyone. Just kidding. But
So, I have a technical question. At the top,
fantastic.
it says 50% uploaded. What's it uploading? Live?
No, it's recording and uploading to the studio.
Oh, got it.
It's a technical question. I was like, oh, fantastic. We're starting off easy. Wow. I like this for us. Yes, this is great.
Just getting a feel of the old studio.
Yeah, we could add editors to our resume,
I was like, what's a resume? Got it.
Something you have. No. But in all seriousness, welcome to everybody who has, let's be honest, who knows us, because I'm pretty sure that's the only way you're going to find this podcast or even be here listening for this episode.
I don't think that's true. I think we're going to have a very large fan base.
Yeah,
Just
people
saying.
3 years from now listening back to see where we started. Hi. Everybody else who's listening to this fairly real time, congratulations. You are considered a friend, which is pretty good, actually.
It's either going to be a treat or not a treat for them. Hopefully
Yeah,
a
either
treat.
congratulations or I'm sorry. Stop listening immediately.
Sorry for what you're about to hear.
I have
Or
not taken a full list down to be able to count how many views I should have based on how many people I shared this with. Definitely not happening right now.
Should have done that. That's a great idea.
I already did, don't worry.
Oh, did you?
I got it. I did indeed. Indeed. So each and every single one of you listening right now.
And then if people didn't listen and they said they were going to, this way we have receipts and we can follow up with them.
Oh, the good old receipts. That's what everybody's looking forward to. We're going to be blackmailing people into listening to our show. Absolutely.
Hey, we have to build the fan base somehow, right? Maybe that's
more like a dictator. I feel like we're off to a terrible start. Welcome, everyone, to the podcast, Hot Dogs and Milk, where we will force you into listening to this. God forbid we figure out who you are and where you live, because find ways to make you continue to listen.
So Katie, what was your reason behind wanting to start this podcast?
Well, I think a big part of that would be, I don't know. Good question. I'm bored. I'm bored. People have suggested this in the past, and I've thought, I've recorded myself before and listened back. It's not great.
So you created your own podcast, but you were the only listener and you decided it wasn't worth it?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, I've streamed and things in the past, and I'm like, I feel like there needs to be other contributors here. This is a big, heavy lift. This seems like a team lift to me.
Team lift package?
Yep. Lift with your back, not with your knees.
That's true. I think that... Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. That's absolutely the opposite.
No wonder why I have a lot of back pain. I I'm in Team
You
Lifting
doing
Rock.
some heavy? You doing some heavy lifting on the weekends? What's going on?
I've been doing all my team lifts.
Is that why you decided to do the podcast deal? Because you know, your big weightlifting competitions, you had a little bit of spare time, or you know?
Well, I just think that we have so much to offer the general public that it would really be a crime to keep it to ourselves. So yeah.
Well, it's either a crime to keep it to ourselves, or we'll be potentially at some point committing a crime. Either way, something's bound to happen, right?
That's true. It could go either way.
It's a dicey call, but I think
think
we'll
made
stay unpopular enough to not be canceled. So, yeah, inspiration comes from a place of nothing better to do. And, you know, why not share people? Share people. Well, we won't be doing that. Share thoughts with people.
That's a different kind of business.
That's a whole different kind of podcast. We're not doing that. I understand the name is Hot Dogs and Milk. Please don't mistaken that for something that it's absolutely not, which is sharing people.
Yeah, we will not share people. I have a side note, Katie. I know we're being recorded. We should look in.
You're under the wire.
So it's on tape, so I don't forget about it. We should look into the theory.
A notebook.
We should look into the theory of IKEA selling children in their magazines. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about anything fun. You don't want to talk about.
I didn't say any. I literally said yeah, in a very empathetic way, because they were potentially selling children. Also, I think this is a wonderful time for us. We were discussing hot dogs, milk, and sharing people, to let the audience know we will not be doing any of those things or selling children on IKEA. What we will be doing is looking into weird things like that.
See? That's why I was leading in. Topic of our podcast, weird news, conspiracies, things that come out of our brains and need to come out of our mouths for the public to hear.
Absolutely. And neither one of us have any political ambitions at any point in our future, which is exactly why this is safe enough for us to do.
That's right.
As far as structure, Simone, what do you think about that? How do you feel about structure?
It depends on where the structure is in my life, but as far as our podcast, we will release a new episode every Monday.
That's commitment.
That is
Speaking
commitment.
of, I must remind the audience to be patient, and there may be delays because we have lives. And we're new to all this. I'm sure things will get easier over time, or maybe not. But don't let me find out. It's super easy to do this stuff, you guys. All these podcasters and YouTubers, it's my full-time job. I'll see about that.
Maybe we can make it our full-time job.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, dude. I've never really been the entrepreneurial. No, that's not it. 99% sure. Yep.
Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Entrepreneur. How do you say it?
Well, I know how to say entrepreneur, but I was trying to say entrepreneurial, maybe. No, not a word. Pretty sure it's no.
Entrepreneur. I think that's it.
No, that is a word. Yes.
Yeah, but isn't that the right word? Entrepreneurial. Newell. I don't know. Move on.
Yep. So, what I'm trying to say is I've never felt bad working for the man, because you know what? The man has to deal with all the things.
I don't know.
Not a reference to the man in my life, because Lord knows that's not the case. If it was, I could just do this full time.
That'd be awesome.
Would be.
I'll be down for that.
And you guys can always find us here because here's the only place that you can find us for right now. I'm sure at some point, should we get our lives together and be able to put a podcast together that's worth more than whatever it is we're doing now, we might expand to other places. However, for now, you're stuck listening to our beautiful voices over YouTube. Fofway.
YouTube. Oh, I lost my window. Oh, there it is. Back.
Well, Simone cut out there for that time frame. Just kidding, you did not.
Oh, I was like, really?
So, just for a little preview for everyone to see what we got going on and coming down the old pipeline. Anybody hear about the 18 American phrases that non-Americans struggle to understand? I know I wake up every day thinking that. Absolutely.
You pulled that up right off of your Edge Google?
Indeed.
Did you?
Edge Google. No, well, it could be, well, I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's just feeding me news stuff. Apparently, this is important enough to know for me to know.
Well, that's where I found that article I was reading you the other day about the safest places to be if there was a nuclear war.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not a very accurate article, considering the fact that we don't know exactly where the nuclear war is going to take place.
Hey,
so how do we know where a safe place is?
It wasn't Wikipedia, okay? It was something more reliable than that.
Like what, FEMA?
It was one of those stories that they feed you.
So like you're guaranteed not accurate.
Who's to know?
Got it.
Who's to know? Allow.
I don't know why this would be a news story for me. I don't like that.
What?
The 18 things Americans struggle with or something. I don't know.
What do we struggle with as Americans?
Life, everything, moderation.
What is the title of it?
I don't know. I skipped past it and got to this. I went to Red Lobster for the first time. Here are 7 things that surprised me.
That's an issue Americans face.
Absolutely.
Red Lobster is not good.
Whether to ask for cheddar biscuits to go.
Are cheddar biscuits at Red Lobster like the rolls at Texas Roadhouse where they're never ending, or do they only bring you a few?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think I maybe went to Red Lobster once as a kid.
Really? Red Lobster is like a black-eyed pea. Like nobody likes to go there.
Except I had never even heard of black-eyed pea until we drove past it on I-25 at one point when I lived in Colorado, and I was like, what is that?
They have the best broccoli cheese casserole.
What the hell would it be? A broccoli? Isn't it just broccoli and cheese?
Casserole. Rice.
What, they put it in a dish? Oh, I was like, what's making this casserole? It's just broccoli and cheese.
So maybe it's called broccoli cheese rice casserole? Or maybe it's not even a casserole.
We're gonna need NASA on this immediately. We need to know.
Well,
if only we had something so powerful as like the internet to be able to verify this.
I think it is called casserole. Well, if you have a hash brown casserole, if there's only hash browns in it.
Is it only hash browns? Isn't that just hash browns?
What makes it a casserole?
I don't know. I think you got to put multiple items in something, right? It's just like a dump. It's like a dump cake, but for
broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole. That's what it's called.
I thought what made it a casserole was also that it needed to be in like a casserole dish.
Does it?
I mean, if it's not, you can cook it in a pot, but then isn't it just a pot or
This is the old... It says the term casserole can refer to any dish prepared in a casserole dish, essentially a deep, wide baking dish. And
Let's not say deep and wide that close together ever again on this podcast.
Okay, you know what makes me think of deep and wide? When I went to Christian school and we had to sing a song.
Whoa! Whoa! First episode, we open up with, you know what, mate? I don't want to be here. What are you about to say? Am I going to have to edit this whole thing out?
No, it was about a song about Jonah and the whale. No, I'm getting my songs.
I'm
getting my
need you to stop.
Deep and wide. That's about and flowing deep and wide. That's it. I'm gonna Google it.
We better not get copyright strike for that, dude.
I don't think they would.
Ooh, God? Like, who's gonna do that?
Yeah, here it is.
I thought you were going in a completely different direction.
Well, that's because your mind is in. I was in Christian school.
Wait a minute. This says a casserole can have layers, as in the case of Italian lasagna. I'm sorry, I thought lasagna was exactly that, lasagna.
It's a casserole?
Apparently.
So
it's considered a casserole.
So I feel like casserole is like the umbrella term, and what falls under it is...
Not me getting a message from you, and it's titled Deep and Wide with children standing on it. I can't now.
Okay, when you edit this show, you have to put in that song after we talk about it. Have you heard that song before?
Yeah, that's for sure going to be copyrighted.
Jesus wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but whoever owns the Children of the Corn footage would.
Did you do it?
No, I didn't listen to it. When? Right now?
So good.
I'm going to go with probably not. Am I going to be in trouble for having this on my search history? I'm not even clicking it. I don't even, no, not doing it. But
deep dish pizza. It's a lasagna.
You gotta stop. Yeah, apparently no deep dish pizza is a lasagna. It's considered a casserole, apparently.
Nah, I don't believe that. So see, this is a question we can pose to our 2 listeners. What qualifies as a casserole?
Comment below what you think's really a casserole.
Is a deep dish pizza a casserole? I don't think so.
Lasagna? I think lasagna is exactly that. It's lasagna.
Yeah, I don't think that's a casserole. When I think of casserole, I think of like... So is like 7-layer bean dip a casserole?
That's what I mean. You put it in a big enough dish, it's going to be a casserole dish. So what is that? 7-bean casserole?
So
you're supposed to eat it.
So the only thing that makes a casserole is a dish that it's put into? I don't believe this to be true.
I guess. I don't know. That's what it's saying here.
I don't think that's true. Different
something's going on.
Types of casseroles.
It says a casserole is a kind of large, deep pan or bowl used for cooking a variety of dishes in the oven. It's also a category of foods cooked in such a vessel. Yes, that's what I've referred to all my dishes as. Vessels.
What exactly is a casserole?
If you accept the loosest possible definition, that's what I like, whatever the loosest option is. A one-dish meal baked in the oven, which would mean lasagna fits in this category.
Yeah, so this says casseroles usually made with a binding element like dairy that is incorporated throughout the dish.
Why do they gotta say it like that, though? A binding element?
It's gotta keep it loose. Not loose, actually, if it's binding.
What? The exact opposite. It's like, what? Many casseroles include a sauce, a starch, and either vegetables or protein. Oh, not both. God forbid you throw them both in there. So shepherd's pie? All these things?
I don't think that's true. And this is trying to say that there is a hash brown casserole, but what makes it a hash brown casserole? Oh,
I'm
because
going to say,
it's got dairy in it.
so what if it doesn't have dairy in it? Then it's just automatically not a casserole? Oh, I'm
Unless
sorry, all my lactose friends. Hopefully one of our 3 listeners isn't, lactose intolerant, because
Well, would it be a casserole if you put it in a casserole dish and it doesn't have dairy? That's the question.
At this point, I feel like I've been lied to my entire life. I had no idea that a casserole was merely just because of the dish you used. I know you can refer to something as a casserole dish, but I digress. It's terrible. I don't like it. I don't like when things like this happen.
Now I want to have some casseroles for dinner.
Yeah, the other thing that's disappointing, I don't have casserole.
Do you have a casserole dish?
I do, but all I can do at best is look at it.
Just throw your dinner in the casserole dish and then it'll be a casserole.
Yeah, but I'd have to put milk in it.
I
only do that with the hot dogs.
Perfect.
For those of you who know, you know why our podcast is named and titled Hot Dogs and Milk. For those of you who don't, stick with us, and that lore will be revealed in the future. And it's important stuff. Big stuff.
We can't reveal all of our secrets on the first episode.
Nah, you can't give it away, Then what?
So, see, this would have been a good idea to think of what our first episode after this one's going to be so that we could hook the listeners.
Hook, line, and sinker. Well, that's why I said we're not going to tell them right now. That's the whole point.
So they have to come back and hear what topic we come up with next time.
And hopefully it's not about casserole dishes, because Lord knows nobody really gives a shit about that.
Well, maybe they do.
So maybe Ray and Paula Deen. We're going to be attracting the wrong people here.
I don't think Paula Deen cooks anymore. Didn't she
really? What?
I thought she got arrested.
Arrested? That was Martha Stewart.
Oh.
She went to prison. And now she cooks with Snoop Dogg.
You can edit me out for that, but that's rude.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. If she didn't, Paula Deen should be in jail. We don't know more, but she should be there, according to Simone. So,
hey, if Martha Stewart would have never gone to jail, her and Snoop Dogg would have been friends. She didn't have enough street cred.
You know that
before.
for a fact? She say that in an interview or something?
Oh, but she didn't have enough street cred to hang out with Snoop Dogg before she went to prison. Then she went to prison.
Going to the low security facility that she stayed in wasn't it's what gave her the street cred.
How do you think, how else she'd be hanging out with Snoop Dogg? I don't think Snoop Dogg just hangs out with just elderly people.
Snoop Dogg is the elderly people now. What are you talking about? He's not
that old.
How old Snoop Dogg?
How old do you think he is? I bet he's like 50. Martha Stewart's easily like 70.
He's 52.
Oh, it's close. How old's Martha Stewart?
Let's see. We'll see.
70, I bet.
Is your final answer 70?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to stake a child's life on it?
I would.
Your child's life?
Sure. Which one?
Does it matter?
Well, some of them I like better than others.
All right, so drum roll. 82.
No. See?
Yeah, dude.
30 years.
41. Isn't that like during World War II that she was born? Hold on a second. World War II.
I don't know. I thought Picasso was like alive during Jesus times and he just died in 1975.
Yeah, she was born in the middle of World War II, dude.
That's crazy.
Wow. She's out here
and she was
chilling. No.
She was just on the front of some magazine too. In her swimsuit. I saw it.
What? Sports Illustrated did a cover of
I don't think it
Martha
was.
Stewart?
I don't think it was Sports Illustrated, but it was something like that.
I'm going to need you to dig
I'll
in the
send it
files
to you.
there and
Okay.
get back to the group with that. Maybe we need to discuss that.
Also,
But in all seriousness,
oh,
come
what?
on.
Martha Stewart. Go ahead.
Are you writing this down?
No. I take notes. It was Sports Illustrated. I'm dead.
Shut up. Oh, all right. Well, no need to look into that. But in all seriousness, though, next episode, we're going to dive into a little creature stories that have happened recently. We'll let you know where and when. You can expect to see us come every Monday. And possibly not every Monday. We'll keep you posted on the community tab should anything come up that's in real life.
We'll see you when we see you.
That's a terrible sign off. We'll see you guys hopefully in a week. Not sure if Simone will be with us. Do you plan on showing up to work, Simone?
Yeah, I'll be here for show.
Well, I guess as a sign off to Snoop for Shizzle Nizzle, we'll see you in about a week.